Here we go.
You're tuning in to Will Love Listen. Now listen.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Britani Bateman, thank you for joining me and my crippled hand today.
Bless your heart. I'm so sorry about that. It looks
Oh no,
painful.
it's all good. It's all good. That's why I was a couple minutes late because I'm like trying to run around and do everything on one hand.
Oh,
Um,
that's the worst. Well, hold on. It's your right. Are you right-handed?
I'm right-handed, yeah.
Oh, so you have to brush your teeth with your left hand and
Yeah.
do everything. Oh, that's miserable.
So, last week was a struggle. Thank God for pain meds.
Yeah. Honestly, what did they used to do? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is like such a wonderful problem to have, is to wonder what they used to do. They used to do surgery just without anesthesia, just with alcohol or something.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean,
Bless our ancestors. And it's only going to get better from here.
yeah.
Medical science.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's so much I want to go into with you
Okay.
because I originally wanted to interview you last season. Um,
Uh-huh. I remember you reached
yeah,
out.
because
I was so sad.
I was I didn't know how the show was going to go on after season 4 because
Yeah.
Monica really brought the heat.
Yeah.
Um, and then they got rid of her, which I'm still a little bit disappointed about, but I feel like you've been a great replacement.
Oh,
Because even
thank
though
you.
you're a friend of, I feel you film just as much as like a full timer, and
Yeah.
your personal life has really been in the spotlight. And I feel like you've been a good champ, taking it on the chin with everything that the cast throws at you.
That's nice. It's difficult sometimes. I really
I'm
do
sure, yeah.
take it on the chin,
You,
trying to keep my head up.
yeah, you kind of have the patience of a saint because
Aw.
there are some times where I would expect you to react
Hmm.
stronger with certain things, and you kind of like dust your shoulders off and you don't let it get to you.
Well, I mean, really only something can hurt if you kind of believe it. I
Okay.
mean, it's that like when someone throws out an insult, if you agree with them at all, it hurts. But if it's literally something completely ridiculous, it's easy to just be like, oh, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
nice try, nice try. So the stuff that's really hurt has been stuff about my kids because it's been really touch and go. I mean, if you want to know my Achilles heel, which all these women know my Achilles heel, if you really want to hurt me, talk about my relation or shame me for my relationship issues with my kids because there's nothing more painful than that or tender or vulnerable than that. Nothing. So they know how to get to me.
Yeah, and I do want to get into that because your relationship with Olivia in
Yeah.
particular really got a lot of heat for that last season. This season, it seems like you guys are finally making headway, and according to social media, it seems like you're in a great place. So I'm glad about that. And there's only so much that like you could fit into an hour episode, which is really a 40-minute episode with commercials. So I want
Right.
to know about your backstory, and then we'll get into the show. So, like, where did you grow up? How was your life growing up? And
Aw.
go in depth about your first marriage.
That's really a sweet question. I grew up, I was born in Provo, had just the idyllic upbringing until I was 5, running around on the streets, drinking out of the gutter, like running around like a pack of wolves, as you can only do in Provo as a 5-year-old, and walk to school, you know what I mean? And then we moved to San Diego and I grew up there till I was 13. And my family, we were developers. So why I do development. It's because I grew up in a family of developers. So we built giant spec homes, like big mansions in San Diego, built, sold. And then when I was 13, we moved to Sacramento, and that's where I finished junior high and high school. And it was rough. It was a really rough high school. We just moved around a lot. We were still developing, but we'd build a house, move into it, sell it. Build a house, move into it, sell it. So, I mean, I moved around so much that I just became super shy and introverted. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. And I went from like the most popular girl in school at Valley Junior High in San Diego to like literally I showed up at the Sacramento Junior High and I was like in a cute little Valley girl hat and like a dress and heels, like I was
Yeah.
dressed to the nines, like total mean girl style. I was the Regina George of the school, only nice. I was the nice Regina George, the queen of the school. And then I walked in and people were spitting on me and farting on me and
Oh,
spraying fart spray on me and like I mean literally the worst treatment ever. I was bullied so badly, had no friends, no one dressed like me. Everyone was like in jeans and a t-shirt. I've never told this story actually. You're the very first person I've told this story to.
oh, thank you. I know
Yeah.
Sacramento was rough too, because I remember when Brittany Glanville was on Housewives, she said that
Uh-huh.
it was like the hood, and she got picked on when she went to school there.
Well, yeah, I mean, not everywhere is like the hood, but just where we happened to move was the hood. And like I mean, I was so out of water and I was a fish out of water. And then we moved to the foothills where it was a super snobby school. I moved as a senior. It was just misery. And so I graduated early. I like checked out. I took all the tests. I graduated early, went to college early. So I went to BYU early and then which is in Utah. It's Provo, Utah. And I've stayed in Provo this whole time. So never went back to California. I love California. That's where my family lives, but
Were you happy to be back in Utah at that point?
um yeah, college was hard because it's like I'm the oldest and I
Me too.
basically you are. Yeah, and we oldists, we have to forge the way.
Yeah. You get
You
more
have
shit. You really do. You're like the experiment. Like,
yeah. That's a good way of saying it. Yeah, you get all the good and all the bad too. You got all the mistakes,
yeah.
all the attention that the oldest gets because you're the first. Yeah. So I was basically just taken 2 states away and dropped off at school. Like, good luck. I know you don't know anyone, but you were a phone call away. And I called my parents every day. And just, it was great. It was a great, like, I don't know, baptism by fire. But so we were developers and then we toured as a family as musicians. So my family had like an Osmond-esque singing and dancing and playing instruments and variety show that we
Yeah.
toured all over called the Martins. And so I was trying to decide, I'm a science nerd, I mean, wannabe, and I was trying to decide between engineering and musical theater to go to college. I ended up doing musical theater and have just made a career out of it, created a business around it, and I develop on the side.
That's
As
so interesting. And it kind of explains the Donny Osmond of it all.
right? What a coincidence. I mean, a
The
total coincidence. Like
Donny Osmond, Jared Osmond, the family dynamic situation. So, how old were you
you
when?
should hear Jared and me sing together. You should hear us sing together. It's like, it's crazy. You would think we're brother, sister. Our voices blend that well, but we're not. We checked. We checked. We're not related at all. But what were you going to say?
How old were you when you started doing that, like doing the whole music
10.
thing with the family?
I was 10
And how long did that go on
till
until?
I left for college. Then they
Oh,
stopped.
okay.
So from 10 to 18 or 10 to 17, I guess, 7 years. I left for college when I was 17.
And then
So,
obviously after that, you got into the whole acting space because your IMDb page is pretty interesting. And
yeah.
I've seen clips like with that movie that you did with Tori Spelling.
Yes, it's cute. I like that.
So, how was the whole, before you got into Housewives, how was
Uh-huh.
the whole acting space and acting career for you?
Before I got into Housewives, I
Yeah.
had stopped acting completely. I hadn't done anything for, I mean, I did my last movie in like 2015, 2016, and it was called The Last Straw. Perfectly named. The Last Straw was my last movie. I just focused solely on development. Um, Built a theme park,
Oh, wow.
built custom homes and sold it, built other custom homes, built apartments. I was just, I mean, I wasn't acting, I wasn't singing, anything. So when Housewives reached out, I was like, yeah, yeah, sure. Why not? What do I have to lose?
Yeah, probably like lit that fire in you again because
Yeah,
you were doing acting and then like you had stopped and then you're like, it lit that fire again. And
it did. It did and it didn't. Like it, Housewives is not acting. It's literally like an extreme version of yourself that you've never met. So what lit that fire again was really people Googling me and saying, "Oh, she's an actress." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I am." And then, well, why don't you do this for us? And I'm like, I don't know if I still have the skills. So I had a producer reach out after my first season, and he was like, "Hey, I'm in New York. When you're filming the reunion, can I meet you for lunch? I have a project I want you to look at." So I was like, "No," and he just kept at it and at it, and I was like, finally, I met him for lunch, and the next thing you know, like we're talking about a one woman show, and he's got investors, and I kept saying no until Terrence Thomas, the psychic, 2 episodes ago. Was it 2 episodes ago? Yeah, 2 episodes ago, told me, you don't see this on screen. This was something that happened that they didn't edit in. He said, listen, there is something calling you in New York that you need to say yes to. You've been saying no, but you need to say yes.
oh
I was
wow.
like,
Yeah.
what? That's so weird. So I said yes. So I wrote home from that and wrote an email and said, okay, I'm in. And the rest is history. But I know I got way ahead of you.
No, but that's so interesting because I want to talk about the show now, and then we'll go back into your acting career because I think it's so interesting how that all came about. And I wanted to ask you about the show because it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of, not that I'm comparing the two, but when Countess Luann started with
Yeah.
Cabaret.
Uh-huh.
Um, so tell us all about this variety show. What could people expect? Originally, it was supposed to be one day, and they added a second one right
Yeah.
away due to the popularity of it all.
Right.
I'm
Well, the
assuming
first
they'll.
show sold out in like a day and a half. It was
That's
crazy.
great. So, what could people expect when they come see you?
To laugh, to cry. Just kidding. There's no crying. There's no crying in my show. There's no crying in my show. No, but just to have a good time. I think it's called What About Me, which is the perfect name because
Very appropriate.
I mean, is there any other name it could be? I mean, really, like it has to be called What About Me?
It could have been called I Have an Announcement,
Oh, that's true.
but I like this one better.
Angie called this the Ting Ting Ting. I have an announcement tour. So I think that's cute. Angie Cass name. So yeah, it's just gonna go through sort of my life and my origin story and the different movies and the different shows that I've been in, the different theater that I've done, and sort of like my personal story. And I'm gonna have special guests, surprise guests. I'm not announcing it. People are just gonna come and they're gonna see who walks out on stage with me. It'll be like an Easter egg. Well, I'll leave little Easter eggs, but you'll have to just find out the surprise at the show. Are you coming?
Yeah, I want to come.
Okay. Okay,
Sure.
good.
Yeah,
Okay,
whichever
good.
date
Okay,
that
good. There's still
I'll
tickets for Saturday left.
yeah, I'll be there for Saturday.
Okay, perfect.
This is going to be a good time because that venue is a fun venue,
So
and people will get to learn more about your backstory. They'll get to hear your voice because you do have an amazing voice.
thank you.
And I'm sure there'll be Housewives tea spill and possibly some Housewives. That's just what I'm feeling.
Yep. Possibly, maybe, maybe. It's gonna be really, really fun. I've got this excitement in my chest. Like it's it's the most fun I've had in a whole decade, literally. Like the most, I'm like literally back to my roots, singing and dancing. I mean, it's interesting how different, like I make money here, but then singing and dancing is just my real passion. It's a passion project, is what this
No, I
is.
totally get that though. There's a lot of people that like juggle multiple careers. Like I do like the work in like radio and television, but I also write for a magazine. So they're
Ooh.
like
What do
it's
you what do you write for? What magazine?
here in Jersey, out in Jersey.
Oh, that's
Like,
cool.
yeah, I'm their entertainment editor. So it's like
Hey, that's
they're
yeah, you get it.
different, but it's like equal interests. So I get that.
Right, right. Yes. Very diverse.
Yeah, this is
You
gonna
are
be
as well.
a good time. Is this a dry run for what could ultimately be a tour?
Could be. The ting ting ting. I have an announcement tour, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of like that idea. Angie's idea.
So going back to what we were talking about before,
Yeah.
originally, before you got on the show,
Mhm.
you were doing quite a bit of acting. What was your favorite project during that time period?
Well, my first lead in a movie is still my favorite project. It's a little niche show, like a little, I mean, it's called the RM. It's a Mormon movie. So it's very like, oh, what do you call that? It's niche. It's a niche movie. Cult. It's a cult movie.
Oh, movie, yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
so it's very insider jokes about being a Mormon and growing up as a Latter-day Saint. And it's still my favorite because it was my very first lead in a movie in 2001. And so I just was all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and like, hoping that I just do a good job. And my co-star was so funny. He was so funny. We just laughed all day. And then the show turned out really cute. Have you seen it? The RM?
That one I have not.
You
No.
got to see it. It's really funny. Do you know anything about Mormons or the
So
church?
I do, Heather actually came on here a year ago.
Oh, okay.
And David Archuleta I've spoken to a few times, and so I know from them really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and they have a completely different experience and perspective. I know some people, I feel like, well, that's a whole other long story. So I was like, my history with the church has been, but where was I going with that? Oh, just that that was my first movie, and it's not produced by the church, but it's about the church. So someone wrote a comedy, and it's cute. And then I think the Mistletones was so fun because that's the one that you were talking about with Tori Spelling. Because
Yeah.
I get to sing and dance, and the choreography was super challenging. We had to go through a dance audition. Like
Oh,
we had
wow.
to be professional dancers. In fact, they hired the actors and then they decided after the fact, no, we don't want dance doubles. We want our actors to be able to dance. So then they re-auditioned us and some of us, I think I'm the only actor that actually made it through the dance auditions because I have a dance degree.
Oh, that's great.
I have a triple major. I got three majors, music, dance, and theater.
Oh my
So
God, kudos.
you have,
That's
you have to
awesome.
get a whole thing. So you have to get a whole, to do MDT, music, dance, theater, you have to get a whole dance degree. So luckily I stayed and I got to do the difficult choreography with, there were jazz dancers. We had professional dancers. Anyway, so I was the only actor that was a dancer. And that was super fun. It was fun to be challenged like that.
Yeah. And like working with Tori Spelling, and
Yeah.
actually at that time, she's such a big name. And I know she's spoken positively of you like in the press. So
Yeah.
how
She's
was
the
that
best.
with her? Because you knew her before Housewives.
Right. Yeah, I was on her podcast a few months ago.
Yeah. And you guys were like going down memory lane, chit chat.
Yes, we were like, we should do like a Mistletones 2, like a sequel. What happened? And we could be the moms. Like it's been a minute, so we can be the moms to our kids or whatever. Yeah, no, she's great. She was so great. She was so warm and personable, and we really did get to be very close. Like I played her best friend in the movie, and we really felt like best friends when the cameras were down. We just got really, really close. I learned all about her complicated relationship with her dad, Aaron Spelling, and just the di family dynamics with a lot of the money issues, things that she's
Yeah.
been in the public about. We talked at length about, and it was really kind of her to confide in me in that way and trust me that way.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
could be a shoulder to lean on. I could be a shoulder to cry on and someone to lean on.
Speaking of raw reality, when she had that reality show on Lifetime,
Yeah.
that was like brutal.
Yeah. I know. I feel badly because She's divorced, right? I didn't ask her last time I talked to her.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, she has all those kids with Dean, but I think
Yes.
yeah,
Well, Dean, I mean, Dean was there while we were filming. And so I got to see some of that. I probably shouldn't speak to that, but I got to see
that
some of
dynamic.
that, yeah, in real
Yeah,
time. And before everything hit the fan. And I just have to say I'm Team Tori.
yeah.
She's a trooper. She's a good one. She's the real deal.
Now, obviously, when did you're picked for Housewives, but when did you actually interview? Did you interview like during the season 4 era, or did you interview earlier on in the show's history?
I think they start interviewing about this time of year. Like September, October, August, September, October, I started interviewing 23. So 2023, summer of 2023. They
Okay.
reached out again. And I well, I mean, I don't know how many people know this or don't know this, but when the very first season, season one, I was interviewing for season one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a different production, a completely different production company did season one. And I got to, well, pretty close to the end. And my husband at the time, I was married, and he was just like, oh, heck to the no. Like, there's no way. I don't know what set him off, but he just completely shut the whole thing down and like forced me to block the producer's number and like
Oh.
never was never allowed to talk to them again. It was, yeah, so that's what happened. And I never even got to tell them I'm not going to do it because,
They just thought you ghosted, probably.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
cold
that's
feet,
all
just
they
want
knew.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all they knew. And I had to. Well, I didn't no one put a gun to my head, but that's the kind of relationship that we had. So when they reached out again for season five, I had just gotten a divorce. My mother had just passed away. I was living with my dad. I wasn't talking to my girls. I literally thought, well, yeah,
It's
okay.
like a
Like,
favor
why
and
not?
with all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and here we are. And yeah, and I feel like the show really helped bring Olivia and me together, which so that's been a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's it. It's funny how things come full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's very interesting that you could have been holding a snowflake all along.
I know. I know. I know. I would have met Jen Shaw, Monica, the
Actually,
whole.
maybe it's good you did it. You
Yeah.
dodged the Jen Shah era.
Yeah,
But the show got a lot better after she left, and all the fans kind of agree. Uh,
good. I'm glad.
yeah, it definitely got better after she left. Now, during that time period, what was your marriage like? Because obviously you got a divorce, and did that divorce play a role in the tension that you had with your children?
The divorce did not play a role. Well, which divorce? Because I've been married and divorced twice.
Do tell.
So I was married to my girl's dad, and things went sideways when they were really little. I can't really go into what happened, but because I just don't want to disparage their dad, I don't want to say anything negative about my kid's dad. But I eventually decided it's finally time to go. It's finally time to leave, which I did. And my self-esteem was so incredibly low at that point that I made the mistake to try and this is the part that I feel like is really, really important for people to understand. The reason that Olivia and I ultimately chose to put our relationship out there is really a warning for other women like myself that exit a marriage due to circumstances outside their control and have really low self-esteem, and they could fall prey to a predator. They could fall, they could be sucked up into a really unhealthy, dangerous situation. And I I wanted to date because I just really wanted that perfect family. I just wanted a mom and a dad for my kids, for my girls.
Yeah.
I just really wanted like not to be a single mom. I wanted to be able to be a stay-at-home mom like I was before. And I mean, people can think whatever they want about that, that I should have been okay by myself and I should have worked and I should have put them in daycare. I just didn't want that. I just wanted to go back to being the kind of traditional family that I was raised in and that I was able to give my girls for the first decade. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years and so anyway, when I met my second husband, I just thought that he was everything and I felt like this is perfect. Like we have kids the same age, we can raise all our kids together. We're going to be like a complete family. It's going to be perfect. All our kids get two parents in the home and I just really had a completely different vision than what ended up happening. And what ended up being the case was an absolute terror nightmare situation that I'm in a lot of I'm going through it right now still, so I can't speak to it for
It could,
legal
I
reasons.
get that.
We're
Yeah.
right in the middle of a bunch of litigation. But I will say that through all that, it completely alienated my daughters, and it's been complete heartbreak for like about a decade. I haven't felt joy since about 2009, more than a decade, until just recently, and I'm finally reconnected with my kids, and I finally am feeling the weight lifted of like they have a mom, I have my baby. It's like nothing else matters. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all heavy for a second.
Oh, it's fine.
Just
Like I'm glad. Like, because like I feel people don't really know your backstory
yeah,
because you don't get the chance to
yeah,
have like a full personal storyline. It's because you're
right.
a friend. Friends get gypped because they mainly just keep them in for the drama. So I
Yeah,
wanted people to know about your background because people speculate online
yeah,
and like in the kids situation, it seems like you were had a good relationship with your kids up until your
yeah,
second marriage,
right.
and then shit went down.
Not even right at first. It took about a year and a half for anything to be revealed. It took a year and a half. It was kind of like the boiling frog technique. Do you know
Yeah.
anything about that? Like you put a frog in cold water. I know this is gruesome, but it's basically just like you put a frog in cold water and you turn up the heat and they'll boil to death because if you put a frog in hot water, it'll jump immediately out.
Yeah, it's like a slow
But
burn.
if, yeah, a slow burn, they'll boil to death because they just don't get out in time. And that's kind of what happened with me. It was kind of just like slowly revealing things, but then promising to change. It'll never happen again, and so on. And it was just a lot of manipulation and a lot of yeah, I mean, you can probably guess what happened, which again, I shouldn't be speaking to, um, but since, like I said, like now that we're reconnected and we talk every day, all of us do, and
That's great.
I literally nothing else matters. I finally feel happy again, like for the first time in 15 years, like since before the first divorce. I
Um,
finally feel the kind of
yeah.
fulfillment I had when I was a stay-at-home mom. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but
Yeah, no, I get it completely. And I mean, I know you can't talk about it, but I feel like a lot of people could read between the lines of what
yeah.
you're saying. Um, and ultimately what matters is like now it's like your career is great. You're juggling multiple careers, your relationship with your daughter are
Yeah.
mended, your kids are mended, and
Yeah.
it's fine, and you're almost done with this divorce process. So
Yeah, it's been 2.5 years. So we're still going through it. But
horrible. That's
okay.
sorry about that. That's
It'll
horrible.
be resolved whenever it's resolved. And I honestly, I could hardly care less. Like nothing else matters in the world. Literally,
Yeah.
nothing else matters. I mean, As long as we're together.
At least you guys mended everything.
Yeah. And we still have a lot of work to do, like we talk every day and everything feels really great and cozy, but there's some real deep-seated damage that we all are working through individually and together that is going to take a while. And I just told someone in an interview a couple weeks ago that I'll be I'll be okay when I know that they're okay. And then I'll finally be okay. But for now, like I said, I feel joy that I haven't felt in 15 years. So these are happy tears. They're
Oh, I get it.
happy tears.
My
It's
family's been through
rough.
it. I've had issues with my parents. They were like, they went through this big divorce just to ultimately get remarried.
Oh,
During that time period, the people that they were involved with were extremely toxic. It's a long story. So it was,
wow.
like they'll get there. And then after they got back together, I had a lot of animosity because I was like, this all could have been avoided and we didn't have to go through all of this. But, eventually, there was, peace was established. So I just feel like that'll be the same way with you and your family. You'll work through it. I mean, you already are, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and it was hard to watch last week for a couple reasons. One, it's hard to watch how bad things were. It was hard to relive that. Olivia and I were watching the episode together, and we didn't know it was coming on. We both were like, he jumped up out of the seat, ran over to the TV, and we're just like, and then we just cried the whole time and then hugged afterwards. But it was really hard, I think, to watch how bad it was for us that we were just kind of like, can we hug? Can we not? That's how tense things were. And I just can't even imagine that now. That was hard. And then it was also hard just to see the pain that she was in. Like, I just, oh, it just kills me. It kills me because you are your kid's pain. Like, you feel like your kids are like an extension of yourself. They're like a little mini me. And it's hard to explain to someone that doesn't have kids, but you feel what your kids are feeling. I don't know how else to explain it. And to see her in that much pain on my TV was just killing me. So there's that.
At least you're able to watch it together without past feelings being reignited. That's a good sign.
Right. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a really good sign, like that you've moved past that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
And the whole Jared situation, you got a lot of for that
I
one.
love how you guys say Jared. Jared. I like when I use Siri, I'm like calling Jared. You New Jerseyans.
Yeah. I don't think I have an accent, but people say that I do. I guess I do.
Certain words you do.
At
Well,
certain
Jared.
words.
Jared. I love it. Or I have Siri set on British on UK. And I'm like,
Yeah.
calling Jared. So Jared or Jared. So the Jared of it all. Yes. Let's
That
talk.
season you got so much shit for your relationship with him and a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
and it came across, especially with some people on your cast were saying that you were like putting Jared before your kids, and
Yeah.
like people didn't get the full story. So
Right.
I'm just curious, what happened with you and Jared? Like, when did you guys actually meet? Were you guys on and off again the entire time? Like, what's the
Yeah.
real deal?
Well,
That
you
situation?
don't know how we met? I don't feel like most people know how we met.
No, like if you want to go give like an overview of the whole situation.
No, no, no. You don't understand. It's funny. It's crazy and no one knows this, but we met because my husband at the time and his fiance at the time hooked up.
No, that
Yeah. That's why. So
okay.
this is me one day, I'm working on a real estate deal in my office. Do 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 do. Ring ring. I'm like, oh, this says Osmond. I'm like, I know an Osmond. I've sung with an Osmond before. Pick up, hi. And I thought I was talking to the Osmond that I've sung with before. He's like, oh, this is Jared Osmond. I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you? How have you been? And he's like, well, not good, actually. I'm like, "Er?" I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Then at some point I figured out I didn't know who this was, never met him before. And that's literally how we met. So we commiserated,
Crazy. Okay.
trauma bonded for weeks and didn't even meet. I didn't even know what he looked like. We just were talking for hours on the phone every day for 3 weeks straight.
Wow. So that's funny how
We
life.
really, really were best friends, like
Yeah,
right
well,
off the
the
bat.
connection. I
Yeah.
mean, you
What
both
are the
discover
chances?
that the people that you're with
Yeah.
are cheating with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, and then shit happens. You guys are like trying to help each other through it, and then you realize that
Right.
there's a romantic spark, and
Right.
then it just takes off.
Right. Yeah. So some friends of ours, we ended up seeing each other for the first time at the movie theater. Like we had some friends that were getting together for a movie, and one friend invited me, and the other friend invited him, and we showed up as singles, and we're just like, "Hi, you are," and we ended up sitting next to each other, and then he asked me out a few days later on a date, and the rest is history.
That makes so much sense. I feel like I should have known that already, but I feel like a lot of fans don't know that.
People don't know that. People don't know that story, that we really, really were best friends for a long, long time before romance started.
It's the connection. Once people realize that that's how
Yeah,
you guys like met, I think people will understand
yeah,
attachment.
right.
But when was that? That you actually like, you know, started bonding and comparing notes? Really?
It was beginning of July. It was right after July 4th. So like July 5th, 6th, something like that, of 2023, 2 years ago. Two-
Okay.
Over 2 years ago. It's been about 2 years.
Why do you think there was so much on again, off again? Do you think like it had to do with him, the whole situation, really, that like he found out like
Mhm.
the person who he was with was sleeping with the person that you were with? Do you
Right.
think that played into the on again, off again? Because that would make sense.
100%. Oh, 100% it did. And
Okay.
he'll tell you that too. Like it was crazy because we fell pretty instantly in love, like right off the bat. But you can't fix a broken heart by falling in love again. You actually have to mend that heart. And I had been not in love with who I was with for years. I mean, there was so much you can
You were
guess what.
probably ready. Like you were that's
Oh,
why you were seemed more available because
not only that, my husband at the time was actually the last time I saw him was when he was removed from the house by the police, and I haven't seen him since. Like with a protective order. So
wow.
I have a protective order. It was really that bad. And like I said, there's legal stuff happening. I can't speak to the details, but anyone can look that up. But I have a protective order, and so it really wasn't heartbreaking to me. It felt like one of the biggest reliefs of my life, other than being afraid for my life all the
Yeah.
time that someone was going to come back and break in or whatever. That still wasn't the same as living with the enemy, Like at least I was free. I had broken free. But for Jared, it's like they had just had a really bad fight. And
It
my
wasn't as
husband
toxic as your
swooped
marriage.
in,
Yeah.
plucked her up, and just acted like he was her knight in shining armor. So no one knows this story either. I'm about to give you some real tea. Are you ready?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So Jared and my ex were casual friends, and they saw each other at breakfast right after Jared had had a fight with his fiance. And Jared was really bummed. And my husband at the time said, "Hey, what's going on?" And I just like got all the information about all of her complaints about Jared. So then, about a few days later, swooped in on her and just became everything opposite of what her complaints were.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like you know how people do that? They're
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I know. Trust
It-
me. Yeah. I
yeah, Yeah. So it couldn't last forever because you can only fake perfect for so long. But yeah, he just swooped in with like, you didn't like this about Jared? Well, I'm the exact opposite. Look at this and look at this and look at this and you know. And so she fell for it and they had an affair for a long time. I mean, long time meaning like 3 months um and then they finally she realized the facade and but by then it was too late because Jared and I were dating. But
Wow,
she
that's so interesting. That's like a Lifetime movie. They should do
Mhm.
something based upon
No,
your
for real. I'm
situation.
writing a script. Yeah. Don't you think? I mean,
Yeah,
that is Lifetime movie 101.
that is fucked up. And I'm like, this show has not explored that.
I know, I know, I know. I know. I have a lot of layers.
The way it was edited, season four was just, it just came across as like, oh, you just fell in love with him because he's an Osmond, and you were
Yeah,
more into him than he was into you, and he's like a gigolo. But
right.
the backstory is insane.
Yeah. Once you know the backstory, it makes a lot of sense.
Does completely.
Or at
Yeah.
least more sense, you know.
And it
He,
also made it
he's
seem
been
as
he's been
though,
really torn because he's still going through a really contentious and horrible divorce himself. And so it's like we're kind of neither of us are ready for anything serious. So it's hard to love someone and it's just not the right timing, you know?
well,
So
yeah, now that I know the layers, it makes so
yeah.
much sense. It really does. And also, it's good to know what actually went down with your children because the way things were edited, it made it seem like
Mhm.
the kids were just pissed that you got into another relationship.
Yeah.
But the way you've explained it today, it's like, okay, it's really about your second marriage and shit that went down in that situation, but I still can't get over that. The
Jared's
people that
really,
you and Jared were with
yeah.
were
Right?
having an affair with each other, and ultimately that's what brought you guys together. That is
Yep.
so interesting. And I'm sure we'll learn a little bit more in a comedic way when people come
Yeah.
to your show.
That's true. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that's written into my show yet. It
I'm
should
sure
be though.
for the Q&A part, I'm sure it'll be
It,
brought up.
that's true. You know what? You're right. I do have a Q&A part. I do have a section with Q&A. Well, that'll be your question. Ask that.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Okay.
I thought like I was excited to get tea about like your cast members and what you think of them, but the tea that you dropped today is so much bigger and so much more intriguing to me than
Awesome.
anything I was going to ask about.
Oh, really? I'm so
Yeah,
glad. That's good. Good. Yeah, well, we went down a couple rabbit holes, didn't we?
we did. Now that is, I feel like once people like understand that whole backstory
Yeah.
with your second marriage and how it's connected to Jared, people will have a completely different overview of your situation.
Right.
So I'm glad we learned that first. But now I do want to talk shit about your castmates.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That,
So we're in the early episodes of season six.
mhm.
Um, there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
So now you finished filming season six. You have not filmed the reunion yet.
Right.
Where do you stand with all of the women? Who are you closest to, and who do you get along with least currently?
Ooh, I think it's pretty obvious from Meredith's talking to the press that I get along with her the least. I mean, she called me Shitney too, right? Or am I Shitney one? I would at least want to be Shitney one, right? Don't make me
Yeah,
Shitney two. That's even worse insult. Um, so she gave that away. But I would say, I mean, Lisa and I go on a ride. We go on a ride this season. I rode so hard for her,
you did at the beginning. Yeah,
and then I got put on the D list. You know what I mean? I didn't even get to go skeet shooting.
yeah.
I was considered the D list or whatever. Yeah, that wasn't cool. Uh, and then you know, you'll see sort of how it unfolds. Our relationship has some twists and turns. Um, Whitney and Heather, what you see is what you get. They're my girls. They're my ride or die. And I'd ride or die. I'd ride or die for them too. Um, Angie's tricky for me. Angie's tricky. She can be really cunningly mean.
I like Angie a lot, but I do think a lot. I think it's a defense mechanism because of some of the things she's been through in her life and losing her father early. I mean, I'm sorry, her mother early.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's a defense mechanism. Like her, and she could shade, she could read you, but I feel like it comes from a place of, I'm gonna get you before you get me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like as soon as she starts to feel a little vulnerable, she's like a cat and backed into a corner, becomes
Yeah.
pretty vicious. So I don't know. I don't know where we stand. I want to be on good terms with her. I really, really like her. I mean, she's beautiful, talented. She's got a really kind heart under that meanness. Mary, I think Mary has a heart of gold. I would say what you just said about Angie is about Mary.
Yeah,
If
I could see that too. I think that's probably why they connect, honestly.
I didn't put that together. But yeah, Mary can be really mean to me. I mean, extremely mean to me. And I'm starting not to take it as personally because I think it comes from a place of fear. And I think that I think she's got a heart of gold under there, and she just doesn't think that she likes me, but she does.
Yeah.
She will
I
someday.
want you guys to there because there's no real beef between you guys. It's all
Right, right.
so I want you guys to like be all good in the hood.
I do too. Trust me. I keep trying. Ever since the rolls in the purse, I can't seem to get on her good side for anything. But I'm trying. I'm trying.
What
And Mary
about
and I go
Bronwyn?
on a ride. What's that?
What about Bronwyn? Where do you stand with her?
I,
And
yeah.
look at all this shit that comes out this season. Is it true or is it like exaggerated to take the heat off of Lisa's lawsuits? What's the real deal?
I think that I mean, I have no idea if it's true. I think she told us, I mean, I hasn't she come out and said, I don't know. What do you know? Because I don't know. And I think that we talk about that and explore that in the episodes to come. So I probably can't speak to that too much.
Okay.
But you probably know more than me.
I mean, does it remain a storyline the whole season or does it die down, her situation?
You'll just have to see about that. You're asking me fortune teller questions that
I know, I am.
I know the answer that
Wow.
I can't reveal. Um, but Brahman and I, we're in a good spot right now. We talk every couple weeks, every 2, 3 weeks on the phone, just check in with each other. We're the two newbies that got hazed by the sorority, and we newbies need to stick together. But we started out on a really rough note this season, and then as you can see in the next couple episodes, we start to come together a little bit. You'll just have to see how and why.
Now, what's the situation? Because this has me cracking up on social media all the time
Yeah.
with Utah socialite Amy. What's the situation with her? Was she like supposed to be a friend or a housewife? Because I mean, I think it's known that she basically quit halfway through.
Yeah,
But was she supposed to be like a friend or a housewife or just a guest? What was her original, what did they originally have planned for her?
I have literally no idea. I just know that she's fabulous, and she just texted me today about a socialite event, speaking of, that I can't go to. The governor's ball is this weekend.
Oh,
I know, but that's very much her scene, and that is my scene as well. And I know that we've passed each other at galas here and there before I actually met her. I met her for the first time at her house.
that's
You know?
funny. That's
Yeah.
a good episode too.
Even though she lives 15 minutes from my house, she just lives up the hill, up the canyon. 15 minutes from my door, I could be at Amy's door. And I'd never met her before.
I
So
love the socialite label instead of the friend of label. I feel like it just works better.
Isn't it so funny? Yeah, she is just a hoot. She's so smart and beautiful and great family, and her husband is awesome. I adore her. I wish that she would come back. That would be really fun.
Well, that sort of leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
Would you make any cast changes for the next season, such as firing someone, demoting someone, or bringing someone back? What does your ideal season seven cast look like? And then I'll say mine, but you go.
I don't think I can say. I think that, I mean, I have a lineup in my head, mind you. It's not that I don't want to answer that question. I
You're
really,
afraid you'll get in trouble if you answer it? Is that
yes, yes. I'm gonna get a slap on the wrist, but I really, really want to say no, but I'll just listen to yours.
okay?
Entertain,
Well, I have no problem
hit
talking
me.
shit. So my ideal cast for next season is everyone's full time, and it's you, Brittany, it's Heather, it's Whitney,
Yeah.
it's Mary, it's Angie, it's Bronwyn, and either demote or fire Meredith and Lisa, and in place of them, bring back Monica Garcia, and this is going to throw some people off, Angie Harrington.
Oh, I love Angie. Angie's one of my best friends.
Yeah, she speaking of
No, that
socialites, she is a Utah socialite from what I see on social
now
media.
she is also a Utah socialite. Very, very much so.
So
She
I found
is
her
her own.
interesting and kooky when she was on the show, and I wish she came back. And she does have a lot of connections to the cast. And I know she's close with you, she's close with Heather. I don't,
Yeah.
I think she still speaks to Whitney. I don't know, but there's like a lot of history to unpack there. And all the fans do want Monica back, and they're angry that they kind of gave
Yeah.
her so much shit, but they never gave Jen shit for the horrible things she did. So I'm kind of on the fan side with that. Um,
Yeah.
so
What
that
what is it about Monica that everyone's so like up in arms about having back? Like I
it's
mean I've watched the season, but I've never met her.
it
And
was the fact that they she ran that reality Von Tease page.
yeah,
But I still, and I even told Heather this when I interviewed. Well, Heather, I understand their situation because of the spa situation. So
right.
Heather's side with that. But
Yeah.
in terms of like the reality Von Tease thing, it didn't make sense to me because she was mainly exposing Jen Shaw, and Jen Shaw treated them all like shit anyway. So wouldn't you kind of be happy about that? I mean, I know I would, but
I mean, I don't know. I guess apparently, according to the show, she bullied everybody, I guess. Is that not true? I
in
really don't know a whole lot, but I'm
in my
fascinated
eyes, it's
by
not
it too.
true on the reality Von Tease page. I mean, she was a little bit of like a bitch to the cast members. But that's different than the reality Von Teese shit. The reality Von Teese, she mainly went after Jen.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I read Heather's book
I mean,
and
Jen, she was pretty much right. I mean, she ended up going to jail. So,
yeah, right?
yeah.
Heather's book really spelled it out well. Like I had no idea all that went down with Monica, like the stalking, her doing drive-bys, watching the personal video at Jen's house. I mean, it's creepy stuff.
That stuff, yeah, I think it was like, I think she got carried away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
kind of
don't think
emotional
anyone
that,
wants her anywhere near. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think she got like a bit carried away with that, but I don't think it was stalking in the sense of like, you're meaning to do harm with someone. I think you're just being nosy as fuck. And
She didn't do harm though. She sent Jen to jail. And maybe rightfully so. Who am I to say? I'm just
I mean,
saying that, like,
I
woof.
don't think it was just, but what she said was true with Jen. I mean, she was stealing from I think it was all elderly people, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's what
think it
I
was
said.
some college students as well, from what I remember. I don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but it was definitely the elderly she stole a shit ton from.
So sad.
Yeah.
I hope that she had to pay retribution because that I just think about my dad being
Think about that,
bamboozled.
like,
Just
what happens to all that money that,
I
like,
know.
all these people that they're now out of like
Yeah,
their life savings.
right,
They're
right. Like
trying
saved their whole lives.
to work their whole life for
Right.
what, like, what happens with that? Like,
And what was the business that she was running where she could steal people's money? Like, what was it? What was
it
the scam?
The scam, I don't know the specifics of at the time I did because I followed it when it happened in
Yeah.
real time. I don't know the specifics of it, but it was some sort of like,
Is it a Ponzi scheme or
yeah, yeah, like a pyramid scheme. Well, it was more than a pyramid,
investing? Like
but
they
like
would invest their money?
sounded believable. So she was able to garner their trust, and then she just took all the money.
So sad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. But we digress.
Yeah.
Back to the cast.
That's my
Well,
ideal cast for next season. It's everyone's full time. It's you, Heather, Whitney, Mary, Angie, Bronwyn, and in lieu of Meredith and Lisa, Angie Harrington and Monica Garcia.
that'd be amazing.
I think you agree.
Bravo. Well, amazing meaning it would be fiery.
Yeah.
I think there's people, in fact, I know there's people that would absolutely quit if Monica was brought back. I mean, they publicly say that. So I'm not breaking any rules by repeating that. They actively say that. So I don't I mean, I don't know her. I don't have any personal beef, but I am Heather's girl and I would ride hard for
Yeah.
her. And I have to choose a
In
no-go on
that
that.
situation, I am on Heather's side with because like they got into a legal thing because Monica didn't
Yes.
pay her bill.
Yes.
And then she was saying that it was because of like a botched injection or some stuff, but it's like,
Ridiculous.
no.
I know. I feel so bad.
Yeah. I like Heather. I interviewed her. I went to her book signing here in Jersey.
Oh,
And she was a good time.
she's so great.
Yeah. I got
She's
the tea out of her.
You got what? You got the tea?
Yeah.
You did? Like what? Tell me.
I was putting her on the spot with everything.
Really?
Yeah.
More than me?
Um,
You're a good interviewer. You do dig out some good tea.
Thank you. Thank you. It's probably because I'm impulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it takes.
If I'm ever in Utah, because I love like spa treatments and all that, I so want to go to Beauty Lab. You go there all the
All the
time.
time. Like
Yeah.
literally all the time. I mean, I'm always getting something done at Beauty Lab because why not? There's so
Yeah,
many
exactly.
treatments to do. They literally have like a sushi menu of stuff that they've all like these cool little names for everything.
Yeah, I told Heather, I'm like, you need to open up one out here, East
Yes.
Coast.
It would do so well.
Yeah, it really would.
People go to like the motherland, the mothership. Like they go and they just worship in the parking lot of Beauty Lab. Like this is where it all went down. This is where Jen Shaw got arrested. This is right where, you know what I mean?
That was good promotion for Heather because you couldn't have asked for like a better promo. Like
Right?
the chick gets arrested by the feds and it starts in the parking lot of
Yeah.
Beauty Lab.
Well, that's where we started our whole season, this season too.
Yeah, I see it
We were
worked.
picked up outside of Beauty Lab. So crazy. Are you excited for tonight? Tonight's episode?
I'm so excited for tonight. I watch it every week. So I'm so excited for tonight. I'm excited to see your show.
Oh, yay. I am too. You better be asking that question because I will have a Q&A.
Oh, I will.
And
Trust
I'll
me.
tell them to put your question to the top because people need to know that.
They do. Yeah. So I will come prepared. Believe me, I'll come prepared.
Okay, good.
So I look forward to that. And we'll be in touch after this. I'll reach
Okay,
out.
good. Good.
So thank you for joining me, Brittany.
Yes, thank
Cheers.
you.
Cheers. It'll be a real
Cheers.
cheers when I'm at the show and don't have a cast on.
There you go. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that. Please get better.
Thank
Take
you.
care of it. Don't overdo it. Get lots of sleep and drink plenty of liquids.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for having me. I had a blast.
Oh, thank you. You have to come back during reunion time.
I would love that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.